The story begins with Juan, a poor and struggling young man who cannot even afford to pay his apartment rent. He works as an artist, and although his art brings in a little money, it is not enough to sustain him. One day, a luxurious car pulls up. Inside is the richest man in the village, and with him is Juan's ex-girlfriend. The rich man deliberately humiliates Juan in front of her. He throws money at Juan and mocks him, saying it should cover his entire day's earnings, then laughs at him. Juan, embarrassed and poorly dressed, gathers his things and heads to his worn-out car, which looks barely functional. Juan returns to his village, a place filled with artists, galleries, and homes of painters. On his way home, he runs into his landlord, who demands the overdue rent. Juan throws money at him, but the landlord says it only covers last month, and he still owes for the current month. When Juan casually says he will pay later, the landlord becomes angry and throws a bottle of water at him. Instead of reacting aggressively, Juan picks up the bottle and adds it to his collection. He collects plastic bottles and cans to sell at the end of each month. The landlord mocks him. Then, Juan visits a gallery he dreams of exhibiting in. Like every day, he asks the gallery owner to sponsor his painting and even offers money. The owner laughs and says it is not enough to cover even a small space. Juan follows him and continues begging, but the owner says his art is garbage. Juan tries to defend himself, saying he has improved and that his girlfriend, Tien, is impressed. The owner mocks him when he learns Tien is blind and says relying on her opinion is meaningless. He points to another painting and says it looks so real it makes him feel hungry, unlike Juan's work. Juan is left crushed. Tien, Juan's girlfriend, is blind due to an eye problem from years ago. The only job she could find is as a massage therapist, but she often faces harassment because of her condition. One day, Juan catches someone harassing her and takes revenge by doing the same thing to them to show them how it feels. Instead of regretting their actions, the men gang up and beat Juan badly. Afterward, Juan and Tien go back home where she treats his injuries. Juan lies and says he beat them all up, while Tien believes him because she heard screaming during the incident, not realizing it was Juan's screams. Then, Juan gives her a pair of shoes as a gift, and she is happy. They dance together, but when Juan tries to kiss her, Tien senses someone else in the room. Juan lies, saying it is a friend who got evicted and is staying with him. Feeling uncomfortable, Tien leaves. Later, Juan and his friend go to the rooftop and drink until they pass out. During the night, a spaceship appears above them. Juan wakes up and sees it, but his friend remains unconscious. He sees a girl step out of the spaceship along with two others. They seem to be drawing something. Juan tries to take a picture, but the flash alerts them and they disappear along with the ship. However, they drop something, a pen. Juan picks it up and goes to sleep. The next morning, Juan remembers everything. His friend jokes with him, and when Juan explains what happened, the friend finishes the story, revealing Juan had been talking in his sleep. Juan realizes his friend does not believe him and goes out to paint again. While painting, he runs out of color and decides to use the pen. When he tests it by drawing something, the drawing becomes real. He draws an apple and it appears. He eats it and confirms it is real. Excited, he shows his friend, but his friend does not believe him and eats the apple. To prove it, he draws a gold bar. It does not appear immediately, and the friend throws the paper away. Suddenly, an old man outside gets hit and the gold bar appears, proving the pen works. The friend finally believes him. They start using the pen to create wealth. Juan draws a bigger gold bar and it appears. He then draws a giant palace, which suddenly appears in the city, shocking everyone, including the police. Realizing the danger, Juan discovers a button on the pen that deletes drawings and uses it to erase the palace. Back in their room, the friend suggests drawing money. Juan draws stacks of cash, and the room fills with money. Later, the building owner comes to complain about trash, but Juan and his friend appear dressed in flashy outfits, showing off their wealth. Juan gives the landlord enough money to cover rent for 100 years. Juan begins living a luxurious life, showing up with expensive cars and spending money freely. He goes to a real estate company to buy palaces and encounters his ex-girlfriend again. He buys expensive properties in front of her, making her regret leaving him. Juan then takes Tien to a palace he bought for her. Although she already knows about his wealth, he celebrates with her. During the event, he proposes to her, but she rejects him, saying she does not want to embarrass him because she is blind. Juan tells her the truth about the pen. Tien asks him to draw eyes for her so she can see. He tries, but the eyes appear in the wrong place. They erase them and decide to draw her entire body instead. After hours of work, nothing seems to happen, and Tien leaves feeling disappointed. However, as she steps outside, she disappears and reappears from the painting with her vision restored. Juan and Tien begin enjoying life. He becomes famous, and his paintings are sold at high prices. However, it is revealed that the pen does not create things from nothing, it transfers them. When Tien gains sight, a famous actress loses hers. When money is created, it disappears from a bank. The police investigate and trace the stolen money to Juan. They arrest him during an auction, but he demonstrates the pen's power by making a Ferrari appear. Since there is no proof of theft, he is released. Later, Juan's ex-girlfriend visits him, apologizes, and explains her past choices. Juan forgives her and tells her everything about the pen. Unknown to him, her husband, Li Changyi, has planted a hidden camera and learns the secret. At the same time, the police discover that a Ferrari has gone missing from an expo, confirming their suspicions. They return to Juan and ask him to surrender the pen, but it has already been stolen by Li Changyi. Li Changyi uses the pen to create wealth, a gallery, and even people. He kidnaps a beauty pageant contestant by drawing her. The police track him and explain that the pen transfers things, meaning he is stealing. He ignores them and tries to escape by drawing a spaceship. This summons the aliens, who return angrily and confront him. He tries to fight them using a tank he draws, but they overpower him easily. He is defeated and forced to return the pen. Juan steps forward and admits he modified the device. The aliens respect his honesty and decide to leave peacefully. Before they go, Juan asks them to restore everything to its original state. They agree. All objects created by the pen disappear and return to their original sources. Tien loses her restored vision, and everything returns to normal. The police arrest Li Changyi for his crimes. His wife apologizes, saying she did not know about the hidden camera. In the end, life returns to how it was before. No one buys Juan's paintings anymore. Tien reopens her salon, and she and Juan get married. They have a child and live a simple life.